Hey guys, what's up? It's Pixelated-Apollo. Thanks for stopping by, and today we are playing the Great War mod for Napoleon Total War. So we're back in World War I, and this one is a fort battle or siege battle, whatever you prefer, and we are finally going to witness the United States of America in action. I don't know why it took me so long to show you this faction, you know, with me being an American and whatnot, but to be fair, they did show up very fashionably late to the war, but I do feel like they had a fairly significant role in the war. So yeah, anyways, it's America versus the Germans, and they're holding up in this Ottoman stronghold. So whatever, you know, make your own story, I guess. And we'll go ahead and look at the army comps. We'll start with my American boys over here. So I've got 2 units of field guns, not super expensive, but they should get the job done of knocking down those Napoleonic walls with no problem. I have 2 tanks here. I've got the female 2 or Mark II female tank. So yeah, 2 of them. And then I have about 4 units of trench gunners. These guys are short range, really good in melee, so they're going to be like the first ones to storm in. And over here, I have a light mortar, so I can kind of move it closer to the battle and position it wherever needed. I am bringing about 3 or 4 units of Marines. These guys are considered like a skirmish infantry, so they have a longer range. So I will be holding them back until the very end. And then I have about 4 units of National Guard. And I have this really special unit over here. They're called the 369th Hell Fighters. Now, if you look at this regiment, you can see that it's mostly consisting of Black Americans and Puerto Ricans. This is a very famous unit. They were named Hell Fighters by the Germans on how tough they were. And they were also nicknamed Harlem Hellfighters, Black Rattlers, and Men of Bronze. Their motto was "Don't tread on me." So pretty awesome, very cool. Glad to have some historic units or regiments in this battle. And then my very best infantry is the 3rd Division infantry, and I'm gonna be pushing them in last. Hopefully I don't have to push them in, but yeah, they'll save the day if all else fails. And then here's my general, just looking over the battlefield. So alright, that's my army. Let's move on to the Germans. So the Germans, they have 2 units of heavy howitzer, very expensive, but hopefully they can do enough damage for his sake. And then he is bringing a good amount of rifles. Unfortunately, most of his army is hidden in the fortress, I guess. We can only see a part of his army, so we'll just look at what we can see. He's got his general back here. He has more rifle infantry waiting in reserve. And yep, this is more rifle infantry. He also has some flamethrowers, and he has some trench gunners, I think, in the front line. So he's got a pretty nice, you know, defense going on. So we can go ahead, do normal speed, and start this bad boy. His howitzers are mostly focusing on my female tanks here, my Mark II tanks. Which is usually, it's funny in this game, if you just let your artillery fire at will, they always go for the tanks. I don't know why, but it is a pretty smart unit to go after. So far my tanks have gotten lucky. They have not been wiped out yet. And then here comes my trench gunners pushing forward, keeping their heads down because we are getting shelled to death from that German artillery. Oh, geez, where was that? Okay, that was a very close hit there. I love, this is my favorite part of the Great War. Just watching men march forward and just praying for them to not get hit from artillery because it is so devastating. And then here comes my Marines in loose formation, making sure to spread them out so they get wiped out in one good hit. So, oh geez, look at that battlefield. This is a gorgeous battlefield right here. It's smoke, death, and destruction. A very terrible war to fight in for sure. So we continue to push with the support of my tanks. They're kind of leading the way. They're going to take the brunt of the force here, of the defending force. Oh, geez, okay. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That direct hit, taking out a lot of my trench gunners, which is not a good sign because I need them in good health so they can be able to use brute force and push out the defenders in melee. Oh, there we go. There we go. They destroyed my tank. Yep. You see how it disappeared there for a second? The Mark II is down, and this tank has been destroyed. I still have... Nope, this tank was destroyed too. Alright. Yep, so there goes both my tanks to that very skilled German artillery. Very unfortunate, but hopefully by me pushing them up forward, they saved a lot of lives by, you know, distracting the artillery. But to be fair, the tanks are pretty cheap. They're not that expensive, so it's not a huge loss, but it just kind of sucks that I can't use the machine gun now on these tanks because they can just destroy dreams. I tell you what, they are ridiculous. Alright, is what I meant to say. Alright, so here comes my next wave of soldiers. This is the National Guard. They're going to be wave 2 in this assault. And then, of course, wave 3 will be the 3rd Division, which is really fitting, you know, 3rd Division, wave 3. So there we go. The artillery's still firing. Who's fatigued? Oh, my tank is. Yeah, so what happens when the tank is destroyed? The crew is invisible. So, yeah, you can see the dagger here floating in the air. Yeah, that's the invisible crew. It looks like the Germans are still firing at my invisible crew, so that's good. You know, I'd rather him go for them than my trench gunners. But we're getting pretty close, but my Marines are now in range. It looks like they're aiming their shots. Maybe they need to get a little bit closer, but they are getting hit hard from the artillery. Taking a beating there. Come on, Marines, you can do this. Move forward, get into position. Oh, jeez, that was really close. Oh my god, I would not want to be one of these soldiers. How terrifying would that be? Hearing the screaming artillery coming straight for you, praying that it misses you. Alright, charging forward, men. Here we go. Let's see if I can get them in position, put down some suppressing fire. Looks like we got snipers on the walls here who are also using the Napoleonic cannons. Which is hilarious. This is pretty cool. I like that he brought snipers up here. Really neat defense. So, yep, there's the Germans holding us back, delaying our advance. And it looks like my Marines are in range. So they're going to pop some shots. Try to put suppressing fire on the snipers. Keep their heads down, you know, so they're not killing our own men. More walls are coming down. You can see over there. The wall has been destroyed, crumbling down. So we have more openings. There we go, Marines. Take out that sniper position. Very cool shot right here. Let me go and turn on the minimap. We have a better view. You can see my 3 lines here. Here's the first line, second line, third line. And it looks like, yes, we do have a push from the trench gunners. Now is the time to push forward. Now, this is actually really tricky in the Great War mod because the openings here are so small. And the units in the Great War mod are so large that it can have, it bugs out a little bit, and the pathfinding is not that great for this game. So you're going to see a lot of struggling from me, just trying to get my my soldiers into the breaches and whatnot. But the trench gunners are holding their position here, getting ready to storm forward. Let's see, what do we got over here? Looks like, yes, I am going for a charge. Here comes the first brave souls. Look at the officer leading the way with his saber or his dagger, whatever he's charging in, which is great for him. And we are actually taking out his flamethrowers who are caught out of position. And that is a great start, but we are getting hit hard from machine guns. Look at this. Are these supposed to be machine guns? What is this? What is this right here? Oh, here's this machine gun. So yeah, really good positioning with the machine guns, and he just wipes out my trench infantry, and they're going to go ahead and break the trench gunners. So yeah, they got wiped out pretty quickly, so that's very unfortunate. That's really going to make things difficult. I'm trying to break through these openings. Here comes another charge from the trench gunners, trying to take out the German position. There we go. This is a pretty good start for my trench gunners. They should be able to defeat the German rifle infantry. Here comes another unit of trench gunners coming in. So they are causing them to break a little bit. But unfortunately, my men are breaking once again. And he has some assault infantry as well in the back there. And dang, the trench gunners for America stinks. No, I don't know. It could be because I was charging in and they were shooting me to death as I was charging in. So now he's got his assault infantry holding this flank. I have now my second wave in position, trying to line up my National Guard. Let me just go ahead and see where the Hellstorm unit is, or the Hellfighters. So they're right here, kind of in the center. I'm holding them back. I don't know if they're better than the traditional National Guard. I assume they have better stats since they're a famous regiment. But hopefully they can do a little bit better than what has been going on so far, which is just failed attempts after attempts trying to take out this German position. And something with this mod where infantry just kind of do what they want, you know, like you see how they're moving. I did not tell them to do this. They naturally did this, and then I had to reform and get them in position, which is really unfortunate because I'm losing lives left and right every time I move them around. So come on guys, please try to fire back. We're taking too many casualties. Alright, and then I've got some National Guard just holding at this opening here. I'm kind of afraid to charge in because that machine gun is terrifying. So what am I doing over here with the trench gunners? Looks like, again, just waiting for a better opportunity. I think the Germans are setting up their assault infantry to try to take on my assault infantry. My trench gunners. Let's see. So there they go, they're getting into position. Let's see what's going on over here. I'm kind of forming a triangle shape of troops here. This unit doesn't really have a good shot to any enemy forces, but this National Guard unit still moving around. What are they doing? This is so frustrating. I don't know why they do this. Please, please, discipline, men, discipline. Look the other way. They're shooting you to death. Look at that. They're just having a field day over there. They're like, what are they doing? Why do they keep moving around? This is easy mode. So yeah, look at all of the dead bodies over here in this one spot. Not a good sign. There we go. Finally, we are firing back. We're fighting back. And hopefully, just hopefully, these guys don't break too quickly. There we go. Oh, what do we got over here? We got Germans charging out. I'm actually charging in my National Guard to take care of the flamethrowers. I don't know if he did this by accident, but the flamethrowers are charging out. Maybe he was trying to get me by surprise, but it completely failed. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe out this unit. Very nice. Very good start with that. I'm running away my trench gunners because they were out of range compared to the assault infantry. So they're just kind of like picking off my units, which was not good. So yeah, getting them behind the walls. And that artillery still just going to town on my reserves back here. I've got my 3rd Division who are now moving forward. It looks like I am going to have to rely on the 3rd Division to take victory because I have really not made that great of progress in this battle so far. But the National Guard, they are victorious after defeating the flamethrowers. And now I'm charging them in to take out the machine guns who have also been caught out of position. So this is a really good event for me. This is a really good start for me, I guess you could say, where I'm slowly chipping away at the German defenses. So there we go. We destroyed the machine gun crew, and we need to quickly go ahead and advance and continue our push. He's got some assault infantry ready to close in the gap. Let's see, what am I doing with my guys? It looks like, oh, they're charging in. There we go. They're charging in. My assault infantry still firing. I've got more National Guard kind of clumped up together, firing at this German defense, which we are doing a lot of damage to this assault infantry. They're down to 31 men. They originally had 105. And here comes the charge from the National Guard. There we go. Come on, guys. Come on. So what do you take? Oh, they're taking on assault infantry. There's no way. There's no way they're going to defeat them in melee. There goes another wall. You can see back there was destroyed by my artillery. That's going to give me another opening there. And yep, sure enough, my forces are breaking, and the Germans continue to stand their ground in this very bloody fort battle. Let's see, where's my Hellfighters? Where are they? Oh, here they are. They're kind of getting hit hard from artillery. That is unfortunate. I need to move them forward and get them in the fight. I'm sure they'll do pretty well. My Marines are still hanging back here. I'm just waiting to use them. I don't want to pour all my troops in at once because he could just slaughter them, you know, if I clump them up like that. So I'm trying to attack in waves and slowly chip away at his defenses, and then I will push in with full force. But over here, it's a little promising, where we are taking out that assault infantry. Here we go. All right, we're charging in. That's enough shooting. It's time. Charge! Let's do this. And he's actually charging in too. Here we go. Bayonets ready. Nice. That was epic. So we should take them out because they're so depleted, even though they're pretty good in melee. And wow, even one of my infantry, they're starting to break to a unit of 5. There we go. Take him out, boys. There we go. Oh, is he charging out another unit here? I think he is. He's being really aggressive here. But I've got my Hellfighters getting into position. I did not realize he was charging out until just now. I told my men to stop. And there we go. They're gonna release hell upon these trench gun or assault infantry. There we go. Come on, Hellfighters. You can do this. So yeah, it definitely took a lot of casualties with this unit. They originally had 187. They're now down to 93. So, and we're doing a lot of damage to this unit though. Looks like he's kind of, either he's having pathfinding issues or he's really indecisive of what to do. But I am retreating my Hellfighters out of there because I don't want them to fight in melee against the assault infantry. And now I have my Marines charging in. So now it's the Marines' turn to try to take this defense. Here we go. Oh, jeez, there's that machine gun, guys. You see that back there? Oh, wait, there's no machine gun. That's just a lot of infantry. My goodness. It sounded like a machine gun. But it's just so many troops in one area. Look at that. What am I supposed to do here? I'm just getting wiped out on every push. But, you know, I still have a lot of infantry. I can still turn this one around. The balance of favor, or the balance of favor, the balance of power is way in favor of the Germans, but I still believe in a miracle. Do you guys believe in miracles? I do. I do. All right, so the assault infantry running around. I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish out here, but they are getting shot by my 3rd Division, who are now in range and getting ready to charge through. But here comes my my Hellfighters. Oh wait, no, those are my Marines. Where are my Hellfighters? Not sure, but my Marines are having a tough time against this assault infantry of the Germans. Come on, Marines. Just take out as many as you can. Is this the Hellfighters? Yes, here comes the Hellfighters. They're going to charge in, and I think they're going to engage some assault infantry. Come on, guys. Oh, you know what? I think I'm running for the building. No, Hellfighters, no. There's just too many of them, and they break them. God, what a waste. That was a complete waste. I should have sent some support, but here comes my 3rd Division. This is it, guys. This is all I have left. Can I save the day? Do I have enough to take out this German defense? It doesn't really look like it with that balance of power. And here we go. Nice. We're getting some good shots there. The Germans are freaking out. They don't know what to do. And I believe, what are they doing? I don't know. The pathfinding is really buggy in this, guys. Fort battles don't really work in this mod, but I still wanted to show you, just so, you know, I have a fort battle for you guys. Let's see. I've got my 3rd Division going through this flank as well. And I think, let's see, this 3rd Division is going through this opening here. Looks like they're going to get in position, try to fire at the assault infantry that is retreating for retreating from the choke point. See, how are things going on over here? Looks to be looks like it's going pretty well. 3rd Division wiping out that assault infantry. Come on, 3rd Division. You're the heroes we need. Look at that balance of power. It seems almost impossible, but I still had hope. I noticed that he was not taking shelter in his defensive buildings, so I could use that against him. It looks like he is now firing at my general, so I went ahead and just run my general further away. It's not like it would have done anything because that artillery pretty much has infinite range. My artillery is pretty much done firing because there's really not many more openings that they can fire at, or choke points they can, you know, break open. Also, I wanted to tell you guys that you can't actually climb up on the walls. So that's why you haven't seen any of my troops go up on the walls. So the only way to go through is through the choke points here. Oh my god, look at all the loss of life here. This is so sad. On both sides, so many casualties. Alright, so here we go. We're taking this building. We're forming up a nice defensive position. You can see my troops taking shelter here. And we are now harassing the assault infantry, which he really needs to charge in to take me out. But that balance of power is still looking pretty good for him. Actually, you know what? I think I was firing my artillery after his artillery. And what is he firing at? He is firing at something. I think my tank crew that is still alive. Alright, so let's head back over here, see what's going on. We're wiping out his assault infantry. It was a very depleted unit anyways, but I'm surprised he didn't charge them into the building.
We've taken
because they're so good in melee. And this is where I take over their headquarters right here. It's command headquarters. And this is really, really good. So come on, guys, quickly get inside here, form up. This is our only way of winning. The 3rd Division, really, really good at fighting in melee and, of course, firing their rifles. So hopefully we can pull off a miracle here. The Germans are running out of infantry. The balance of power is slowly shifting back into my favor. Here comes some rifle infantry. It looks like he's going to charge them in to try to retake his command headquarters. So let's see here, charge in there, there we go. A lot of my troops are still trying to get inside, but they're gonna go ahead and stand their ground. That was really cool, there we go, yep. Hit them in the face with the butt of your gun. And now I've got my 3rd Division forming up a line over here to try to fire back at the Germans. We are taking out a small unit of assault infantry, I believe. There we go. Oh, look at this epic part, guys. The Germans are charging in. They must be out of ammo. And we're going to do a counter charge. Or we're just going to hold our ground. How about that? Yeah, we're going to hold our ground. Take on this last epic German charge. Can the 3rd Division take on so many rifle infantry? Let's see if they can. Let's do this. Come on, guys. I don't know. We're so outnumbered. But we will hold on. We do have the support over here. Look at this. We have the support from the building. We got the other 3rd Division firing down on this position. Artillery coming in, causing a lot of earthquakes. And we are breaking the Germans. Look at that. The Germans are also breaking over here, who are trying to retake this command headquarters. And yeah, let's enjoy this bloody melee right here. Bayonet fight. And the balance of power is now even. Very, very good show from the 3rd Division. And now we're forming up to try to put some suppressing fire on the artillery. Come on, guys, form up, get into position, fire as quickly as you can. You never know, like one good hit from this howitzer could break an entire unit. So let's see if I can quickly form up here. Am I gonna fire or am I gonna just shoot him to death? Let's see. I think I'm just gonna, or I said the same thing. I meant, am I gonna charge or am I gonna shoot him to death? But it looks like I am gonna go for a nice brave charge here. Glory, glory, hallelujah. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so here they go. They're charging in. And there we go. Yep, that looks like that's gonna be the final German units here. Their final stand is what I was trying to say. So 3rd Division going in. And I think, yeah, that's going to be it for the Germans. I cannot believe I turned this battle around. And really, the only reason I did was just because I took these defensive buildings and I was able to take out so many troops without losing a lot of my own. Oh, some friendly fire there, guys. Come on, artillery. Just stop firing. There's the general popping off some rounds, trying to get some kills, last-minute kills. But he is breaking. And that is going to be it for the battle. That was a lot of fun. I thought he had that one, so I do want to give a GG to my opponent. He did an excellent job. I just think that he was a little too aggressive with his machine gun and his flamethrowers, and I was really able to take advantage of that. And by the time I charged in my 3rd Division, his army was pretty exhausted, so I was able to take him out pretty quickly. So attacking in waves actually really helped me out in this situation. So unit stats, let's see. Yep, 3rd Division getting 307 kills. Again, look at that. All 3 of my 3rd Division saving the day there. We do have some National Guard getting a couple kills. Unfortunately, my Hellfighter is only getting 15 kills, but I did not use them effectively, unfortunately. I wanted to see them shine in this battle, but what can you do? And of course, my tank's not getting any kills, but that's okay. The tanks are pretty cheap, which is kind of weird because you'd think, you know, tanks would be expensive. But thank you guys so much for watching. I got a lot of requests for me to play this game, so hopefully you guys will be satisfied with this battle replay. And I'll see you next time. Thank you once again for watching.